Ebusian for movie be aqua by ever daily update TV. Send any daily can about channel so message or better and subscribe button so ediam. Nothing so I tap on the notification bell and send away our own songs every time I can all the new update. Edit to channel so more who near on Ghanaian politics. Message should be a broadcast video so be like it. Now I share and so ediam. And I had Ghana for you like to about the select or more leader for the next 4 years. Until you are America said, we do call police stations a hold near my cost over necessary a person and crow for ensus ehu. Now, Susum, where the air cost or polling station. Susumuna near cost polling stations a hold one to be at some of them do copy or Manhyia South. This term so a dear. A brandy be dressed in white shirt at this is I'm no because a dear a brandy at me and your carriage. Aqua unlock a year. NDC for a sewer or modia alloc a year ballot boxes near your name say. I there na ECMI political parties in equine and more de a year plastic locker a lock a ballot boxes na send a bear. You say be a cause of transparency a cause of voting as na so a brand sorry I'll call unlock a year NDC for see where I'm bija akupiem or Manhyia South Gemana the chem so as see the omode a brand and Akroma police and so no kupiem or tamalino for a dear MP who chima omonya information be say a dear MPP for a release a year. Army officers be a good room say. Omunko confusion and answer omunko cause confusion any chaos. Send me a bayer, umbit me a swap a some of the ballot boxes nibi. No more the already templated papers nibi every remark. Some me on the or medal de say MP chima. Up till now that's what 2 about 1 for 2 abenyi now. Yisi Emma quite Emma for a year serial numbers of the stamp Emma a year various political a year agent for an intisiade Ubia catch any agent say on trust that a year serial numbers na edemasa stamps na send a bear say police if we a cause confusion be no more try some best swap it up a year ballot boxes na already Ghana for a vote a woman now what me who said just ballot boxes the serial number ni send a bear everything say we and a the original ballot boxes are Ghana for Aqua Bagum and yet the templated ones now. I must say the air Empia or yet or Tamalinoff, Edison same way so air to Ghana for any name. The answer my name could send ya, sir, and Simunus in Chichumu and so at aye.
Issue me now.
That's all the problems you nobody told you to do that.
Issue me now.
These are all the problems you create for us. You understand? You are a training and you were told, say, if you want to, hello? Good morning. Hello? When I like I say, oh yeah, dear, go to some council and get for it.
And I also.
Okay. So what you have done?
Look at your more standing.
Yeah.
Our disturbance.
The experienced man, the selfless leader, and then at the conscious level, there will be continuity for Namomo Young Konkwan.
On the way you say,
so I would say 9.5. Yes. 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 You leave small room for your opponent so that they will keep you on your toes. And I'm trusting God that the victory will come massively. And we will unite under the umbrella in Krowo, in Ghana, and feel protected and work towards our growth and development. And so that is what we are looking for. We had different issues at different polling stations. So it was not like a cross-cutting issue. As to the details of it, I'm yet to get to my director of elections, but I had the reports from the field. Some we had to jump in and then find out what exactly the issues are. And so that is what delayed most of the places. And then we also have some issues of the serial numbers not matching what the agents had. So they had to raise issues for the way forward. And so these were some of the issues.
Well, From last night, following the distribution of the election materials and all, we will say everything has been quite open. Our disturbance so far has to do with the refusal of the Electoral Commission to give out the serial numbers of the stamps that will be used to stamp the ballot papers. Because since last night, I will tell you, we've been picking some information related to even the movement of these military officers, that there may be some, deliberate engineering of troubles at some polling stations that will lead to swapping of some ballot boxes, because there have been some ballot papers that have been thumb-printed and kept somewhere, so that when the confusion starts, they will swap the ballot boxes. And that's why it is critical for the Electoral Commission to release the serial numbers of the stamps that they have issued to every polling station, so that we will be rest assured that even if there is a swapping, we will be able to detect that the stamps that are used for the ballot papers that are in the box are indeed the stamps that we have been given for that particular polling station. And that is why I am at a loss as to why the Electoral Commission is finding it difficult to do that. But we have sent a message to our agents across the country to take note of these serial numbers of the stamps, so that it is information that is given to you, and we are acting on it. If it doesn't happen, we have nothing to lose. But if it does happen, we will have the relevant information to prove that something fishy has actually happened.
Honorable, so with all these challenges that you have spelled out, do you have confidence that today accounting, collating, and everything will be done on time for you?
Even if they replace Jen Mensah this afternoon with Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, she will have no choice than to declare His Excellency President Mahama as the winner of this election, inshallah.
And are you confident of the seat yourself? Are you confident of the seats retaining it?
Inshallah. I mean, like I have said, I have done my very best for this constituency, and I am quite inspired by the level of support that I am getting in the constituency. It gives me the assurance that the people expect me to do more, and they think that empowering me will enable me to do that more for them. And so I have no qualms at all about the fact that we'll be retaining the Tamarinov constituency as an NDC seat one more time. We are seeking to deepen the grade, and not just win.
It's a win or loss. You are
Absolutely.
sure that the NDCs win. What if they lose?
That is not in the equation. In fact, our original theme that has been coined by our regional chairman is either we win or we win.
They are only supposed to be guides if you have any issues or you have any questions. But today I've observed that there are a lot of polling agents all over the compounds I have visited, and I'm hopeful that people will seek assistance, ask questions, etc. There is something I observed with some very old lady who was voting somewhere, and it appears we're trying very hard to verify her thumbprint. I'm not sure why they would not switch then to the manual one, because at her age, it is very possible that today maybe her thumb is probably frozen or something is just not right. But I realized that they kept her there for a very long time, and I noticed she was also in a wheelchair. It means that some other people within the same category, like my mother, for example, may not want to go and sit there and take all that time to have your thumb verified. And then they told her, oh, clean it, oh, put it on your lap. They gave her some water, they gave her this, they went all around, it wasn't working. I think that we should have better ways to facilitate these very people who come to the stations variously to come and cast their ballots. So otherwise, I think that all is well. Very soon, Mr. Mahama will be voting in Ballot. We are all looking forward. We're hoping that it will be done between 11:30 and 12 p.m. We're hoping that our running mate will be voting in the central region as well. And definitely most of you will be covering that live. We are very certain also that our mother, the former First Lady, Mrs. Lodina Mahama, will be coming here shortly to cast her ballot. That's the reason why I'm here, and all the other colleagues of ours are here also, so that we can guide her through the process. But I think that let's keep it alive. Thank you also to the media, because I think that this morning a lot of the challenges that we've experienced have actually been highlighted largely by various media men and women across the length and breadth of the country. So we say a very big thank you, and hopefully the best man, who is John Dramani Mahama, is certainly going to win this election, inshallah. Otherwise, we have no issues, and we're hoping that across the country, everybody will go out there and cast their ballot for change and nothing more. Thank you.
last night.
Beautiful. I don't mind that they are there to ensure the peace, but the issue is that we should have been told. These are matters that should be out there, communicated effectively and transparent. And I still want to urge you in the media to be sure that anybody you see whose conduct is not in tandem with what you and I believe is their duty or responsibility, do well to expose them. I think this is a citizen's responsibility, and the media can help us in that direction. So for us, genuinely, I know that every attempt is being made to twist the arms of the good people of Ghana. But I'm convinced, as God is our witness, that this election today is certainly going to be won by John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
How is the camp of John Dramani Mahama taking the border closures? Is this something you are anticipating?
You know, I am convinced that it's something that our security team had actually anticipated, first and foremost. But you see, I also know that in the days of John Mahama, when he was in office, for example, normally, yes, the security, whatever will take place and the borders will be closed at some point. But I remember that in the morning of the election, actually, they were open for a few hours. And you see, it is only when you sense, for example, that there's trouble, or you sense that there are a lot of new people, unidentified persons coming in. Otherwise, borders are also manned by people. And so someone may probably be in a border town that is about 10 minutes. For example, when you go to Elubo, I mean, it's pretty like 10 minutes walking to a polling station, for example. I think that some discretion is also allowed and should actually be something that 30 years later, after 1992, we must change the narrative. I am looking forward to far-reaching electoral reforms. You know, maybe because this time we've been so closely associated with every process, for example, I see so many avenues that you need immediate attention in the aftermath of this election. I also do know that once you are within the vicinity of the polling station, you'll be allowed to vote. But of course, if it starts, for example, at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., 11 a.m. or 12 a.m., how is it possible for people to finish voting by 5 p.m.? So, well, I'm sure that in those parts, in the time, I think in 2020, they extended it for a few hours for some of those particular places. I know a place where it didn't happen the next morning because the electoral material got there very, very late. So these are matters that are within the bosom of the electoral commissioner and her commissioners, and I have no doubt in my mind that they will be addressing the matter. You see, look, we are not in the church, we are not in the mosque. We are certainly not in the business of going to, sell our faith in matters to do with faith. We are conducting an election. God has made sure that in His own wisdom, we have all lived to see this day and in good health. All we need the EC chair and her commissioners to do is to focus on the work at hand, the processes leading up to a free, fair, and transparent election. That is all we expect. I think that sometimes we love God, God loves us. But when we have a task at hand, let's focus on the task.
Member of Parliament for her. And one who's going to on the board say, Mildred say, na presidency also. Before I Yamamre, maybe I'm free bole. Say, na say, Bibia day. I was Wawofo Bompire, Ewo Omundaso, into Adia Omotaye, into maybe I'm a babeto Aba, and yet, and maybe I'm a babeto Ababia, me of Amon, only nine cramofo, maybe Kisoni, I don't nine cramofo, into a call and that's all, not Omako Bompire. The process as I've seen it here, it's smooth and very easy. It didn't take more than 3 minutes for me to finish voting in both the presidential and parliamentary. If it's the same everywhere in the country, then I think we'll have a successful election. There's one election that almost everybody can see what the result is going to be. Other elections have been not as obvious, but with this one, everybody can tell the direction in which it's going. And that's because of the abysmal performance of the Manhyia government, the situation of our economy, the hardship people are facing, the increasing unemployment, and all the difficulties Ghanaians are going through. They want somebody who's more experienced, who knows how to run things, to come and take over and rescue this country.
What will be a good parliamentary majority for you?
Absolute majority. It's going to be I predict more than 150 members of parliament.
Intiative for say the moon video no abranti no na say police for hon etian is that thing was so yes I wonim say sad na wo ye na unlock ye NDC for seal no wrong unlawful one man kwan kra ma wo yes such say ombofu den edetian ho asam na am because they handing over to the police was wrong doing na oye no so na okwohwe tamale MP a wono so kirem say and you no munya information say asoja for ye release o mabo man ni mu nyina say o me cause chaos and confusion or some polling centers are Ghana for kwakoto aba send ye be ya so mo sha say coffee this cause this confusion na umbetimi enya akonya e dia swap ballot boxes na omo de already printed ones no be every room no mo de declare omo say omo win na so MP chiri manya dia o me makwan kra into ma catch omo agent omo polling stations ahodo say omo make sure say stamp serial numbers no omotimi aye bia etimi atrocho senia say any chaos bia ekoso any polling centers bia omo so benya akonya no ehun say this polling center na the ballot box no the serial number ni into the original serial number ni into na serial number for ene ho na chese no ana ya swap ye they already printed papers ni bi ahihye ma chese enya we ye nneoma and people one person more year let the get this election at the mom honest nya the NDC for some better say this time round they are meeting them boot for boot I just say nya the ombema omu vote and for atwama omon I go wait wabe omum protect that vote in it nya the ombema kwan kra no mdo mujidi say ya dia about one day omo win we if you mun sachire kra chese omo win we John Dramani Mahama na agidi say we win we enti enya dia na people be bia abekwa kusiaba ya dije bekosu bia wo vote na sibia ebebre motive se unya subscribe ya make sure so better pay no subscribe button no so e mam na subscribe na like video no so na wa share am e be say the end my crown so